So here we are for another episode of Stunt Stories.
Yeah.
In 2024, getting close to be 25, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, the years fly by fast.
It is crazy. It does feel like 2024 just started like 2 days ago.
Gosh darn. Well, at least it was a boring year. Nothing happened.
So how's your day? How's your week?
Week's been good. It was good. Yeah, my wife got a rescue pony.
Oh.
Yeah, not something you do every day. And she brought it home, and of course for Christmas she wanted to have it in the house to take pictures, which I guess everybody does. It's like
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah. So we got the pony in the house, got the photo taken, and back outside it went. But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a nice little, very relaxing Christmas with half my family, not my whole family. But how about you guys? You guys have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I got this camera, and what else did I get?
MacBook.
Yeah, pretty much all the kind of like most of the stuff that you're seeing.
Nice. All the toys.
Oh yeah, all the good stuff. So we started Landman.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good.
What a great series.
It is amazing, dude. The part whenever you come flying in on that van, how fast were you going?
I don't know.
You were zooming, dude. You hit that one little turn and your wheels like stayed straight, but the van was just like.
You know what's a bummer about that is Wade Allen, who was the stunt coordinator, second unit director. He's been with Taylor Sheridan for a long, long time. And I'm sure he was telling him, oh, yeah, Corey, Duke's a hazard guy on the dirt road, driving the van. Those, they weren't kilos. What were those big boxes, the big drugs, the big bags of drugs in the back?
Probably
weighed
pounds, kilos.
Hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And when you put that over the back axle of a vehicle and you're trying to engage the emergency brake to slide it, you lock up the back tires, it doesn't work. And so I was coming down there wanting to do this big, kind of general release slide onto the asphalt, and it just wasn't happening. I was like, doggone it. This is, But yeah, this dude landed that plane right on that highway, man. And, it wasn't realistic for him to land and go by and then me to try to come out and catch, and catch up to this guy. It just wasn't going to happen. So, I had to just kind of do a timing thing. And one of the runs, I'm like, I'm a little too soon. Probably be bad to come on the highway in front of him. So I better slow down. And that take was anticlimactic. So I think we did it like 3 or 4 times, then finally got it.
Yeah, when we were watching it, I'm all telling my wife, I'm like, oh yeah, this and that and da-da-da, and yeah, there was like another truck up on the hill and this and that. And she's just like, cool.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't care. You're like, but no, the work, the manpower, everything they went for take 2, for sure over $100,000 for sure, just to buy another rig and another gas tanker and oil tanker. I mean, it was a lot of money spent, a lot of hours for the special effects guys to mount those trench plates up on the side of it, make it top heavy to flip it over, and times 2, and they only used 1. But that's just...
Hey, now they got another one for later.
Yeah, painted a different color.
That's right.
Take it the other direction. They'll never know.
Never know. Never know.
They used to do that on Dukes of Hazzard. They'd take a bunch of jumps from different things and just either flop the negative or do, use it. No one will ever know.
Yeah.
Right.
The only time we started to know was when they started using those little miniature cars.
Miniature?
Yeah.
Dude, it's so bad. It was so bad. I was like...
Yeah, they were like 7-year-olds. And I go, wait a minute.
How did Corey get in there?
That's not the real General Lee.
Yeah, even as a kid, they're like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, you're insulting our intelligence.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dukes of Hazzard, I got a little clip for you.
Boy, does that look familiar right away. That was an interesting day. Yeah, that was out at Lake Sherwood in Westlake, California.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you guys notice how close the ramp was that they had in the story?
Yeah. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're like way back.
Yeah, you're way back.
Now that part right there, I remember in one of the podcasts you were talking about how your tires on your vehicle, you would have more air in the back,
Yeah,
and less in the front. Right?
yeah,
So
have
you
more
kinda
have more
control.
grip.
Right.
Yeah, more traction in the front end, so the acid would be loose. That's the look they wanted for the General Lee.
Right. That's why, like, if you see this little shot right here, that tire looks like it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's because it popped.
Oh.
Yeah, that's supposed to be flat.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
yeah, that's because that tire popped. But the thing that was interesting about that jump, it was an experiment. They weren't using the two sections of the jump ramps, and they thought, oh, okay, we're gonna gotta get over this trailer. I think it was 13 feet high or something, and I think as we discussed, they were using the swag method, the scientific wild ass guess, and moving it back and adjusting. Every time I looked at the ramp, it was in a different configuration until we got ready to go. And I'm like, they don't really have like a methodology of how they do this. They just kind of guess. And I was still young. I wasn't that experienced. I think that's probably my 7th or 8th jump. And they knew this could be one of those, bring in the van and haul this guy to the hospital thing, which it turned out to be. And yeah, so it was an interesting day for me. That's where I started going, wait a minute, I don't really think these guys really have this dialed in.
Yeah.
I don't think they really know
They're just kind of like, yeah, just jump it. You
what
can
they're
do it, just
doing. Yeah,
winging it like me.
jump it.
exactly. Yeah,
So
that looks
what,
good.
So what happened? Like,
Well, it hit and it went up, and it then as it went, it just started to nosedive, and it ended up landing right on its nose, and it snap rolled. It rolled 4 times, and I remember I was seeing the ground rushing toward me through the windshield coming out, and I pushed back, which is the worst thing you can do. You don't push your head back.
Yeah.
You got to keep your chin tucked into your neck collar.
because it'll just whip you.
Yeah, and I got whiplash. And you think, oh, you got whiplash. Until you've had whiplash, brother, you don't know. Every fiber in your muscle from your neck, from the back of your head to your tailbone just gets torn. And I couldn't even look at my shoes for like 2-3 weeks. Couldn't look down. Yeah, it was horrible. The battery flew out. They didn't have the battery strapped down and hit. We had, God, what was his name? It wasn't Alonzo. There was a greensman we had on the show, and it went and hit him right in the chest, and he had to go to the hospital as well. Yeah, that was a great day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I love that. And a lot of the shots of Dukes of Hazzard, like that one, you can tell it's nose diving, and then it cuts to it just lands flat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, right after that scene where he's like going like this, and all of a sudden the general is
That's
like,
Yeah, they hit autopilot on it. It just straightens itself out and lands perfect.
I'll have to find the jump. There's one jump where the whole body hits the ground. Like when the car lands, the whole frame, everything is on the ground. You can't see the tires.
Yeah.
It's just all car.
Yep.
And I'm like, there's no way that's still running. And then it's all.
Yeah.
"Movie magic."
And there was also a guy, Jimmy Heron, who was the prop master on the show, and his job also was, because I considered that car a prop on the show, was to keep it clean. So you could go take in the General Lee and splash through mud and get wet and get dust on it or whatever, and then skid to a stop up there at Uncle Jesse's house, and it's just spotless. It's like, where did you go to get that cleaned?
Yeah. No, here in Stephenville, we got like 30 car washes, but nobody's cars are clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's with that?
I think everybody was watching Breaking Bad, and they were like, let's invest in car washes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I got another video for you that I just typed in your name, went on YouTube, it was like Corey Michael Eubanks, and it pulled this up. Does this look familiar?
I think that was for a commercial for a friend of mine. Yeah, Guatney Chevrolet. A guy named Scott Romine. He shot some commercials in Arkansas.
Okay.
That's what that was from.
Let's watch this.
I'm Corey Eubanks, stunt driver of the Bumblebee in the Transformers films. And Bumblebee and I, we count on the good folks at Guatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Right, B?
Transform your payment at Gwatney.
Are you paying $500 a month? Transform to $399 a month. At Gwatney Chevrolet in Jacksonville, there's
More than meets the eye.
Come take a test drive at Gwatney today for a free Bumblebee t-shirt. And look for Transformers on DVD.
I've never seen that before.
Really?
I remember doing it. I remember being there.
I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna be pulling up a bunch of stuff. You're gonna be like, "Well, I remember doing that, but I've never seen it."
Yeah, that's not me.
It's not me.
I can't remember. Wow.
So, was that actually Bumblebee? Was that just a
No.
yellow Camaro?
Yeah. You know, and really, what was it, the 76 Camaro in the very first Bumblebee?
I think so.
Was it a 76?
Pretty sure.
To me, that was the Bumblebee. You know, that was, in my opinion, that was and then they got into the new one. Although the new Chevy, damn, that thing handled so freaking good.
Yeah, but you had to have product placement.
Yeah. And I think and then that black one,
77.
that black and yellow one, we only use that on like a couple of scenes. I was getting confused. How many Bumblebees there were.
Yeah, that was nice. I remember whenever Transformers came out, and I've always had I've always loved old Camaros, you know. So when that came out, I was like, hell yeah! And then when he switched it to the new one, I was like,
Yeah, I know.
come on, man.
Me too. I was
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah, should have just left it. It'd have been fine.
GM was giving him something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge marketing.
It
Yeah.
was like right whenever the new Camaro came out, and everybody was like, whoa, and it's like, I'm still old school, man. Old school's where it's at, I think. Now how many Transformers movies have you worked on?
Every single one.
Every one of them?
Every single one. Even the last one we did 7, which I don't know why they called it 7 because they consider the Bumblebee movie to be 6.
Right.
Didn't say Transformers, but yeah, I've done every single one.
And the last one was the one with the dinosaur ones, right?
Yeah, we shot that up in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Bay didn't direct it. I got to tell you, if you don't have Michael Bay directing a Transformers movie, it's just not a Transformers movie.
Mhm.
You know.
I've noticed because there wasn't a bunch of explosion in that one.
Yeah. It was like, where'd the action go?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah. Oh, no, this is a story about the
Yeah.
characters. No, we want to blow shit up.
Yeah.
It's Transformers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see robots fighting each other over a little box that means something to save the universe. We're not sure what's in that little box, but they're going to...
What's in the box?
Yeah, just tell us.
it.
We want to know. You guys are ripping each other apart, fighting, dying, blowing shit up. That little box is going to save the universe.
Box opens up. It's just Susan Sarandon.
What the hell's in
Why?
there? I just want to know.
I've been here for 27 years.
Here's a behind the scenes of Forced to Kill clip.
Behind the scenes. Oh no.
Can't believe Michael Ironside did that.
This is a LA Times theater commercial.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you want me to go through this trailer, right? Okay, where do I need to land?
Now that dude there, the tall guy, that's Russell Solberg. He was John Schneider's double.
That is solo, where you're all on your own.
Tommy Cimento was in there with the curly hair. He was the mechanic right there. That's the mechanic on Dukes of Hazzard. He built. He would repair all the General Lees that we would break.
Yeah, and you'd also get him in trouble all those times.
Yeah,
The car didn't start.
yeah.
What happened?
Maybe if we had a better mechanic, we wouldn't have this problem. Throw him right under the freaking bus.
Yeah.
Now, interesting. Here he was, the mechanic, the head mechanic on Dukes of Hazzard, and I had him come on and be the producer of Payback, our very first feature film we did. Yeah, Payback.
Set up.
Yeah,
Now we just need to get a Forced to Kill movie and put next to it.
I got one of those, but I don't think I have it on VHS. I think I have a DVD. It's also on Prime. You can Amazon Prime. You can watch it on TV. But I just think that was interesting. There's Tommy Cimento. You know, we've had a long relationship. He's a cool cat, Vietnam vet.
Oh, wow.
Never always wore shorts and a tank top. It'd be, ice on the ground. He's crawling under a car to fix it in shorts and a tank top.
Dude, them vets, man. We got one buddy who works on dirt bikes up here, and he's always in shorts. Like, if you ever see him in pants, it's really, really cold.
Yeah, it's like -14.
Yeah.
As I can, but be as safe as I can at the same time.
Look at that hair. You gotta teach me how to get my hair like that, man.
Hey, can you start that for a sec? You see that little thing when I said, it's got to be over just a little bit more? That's all bullshit. That was the director saying to me, well, can you just get down like it's really technical? I go, it's really not, because I can make the adjustment on my approach.
Yeah.
If I feel I need to be over a little bit, I'll just move over a little bit. I'm not going to move the ramp. The ramp's set up right where it's going to go through the trailer. Yeah, but it sounds so much more, technical and I go, okay. So that's bullshit right there.
Yeah, you're all playing with the cars and stuff.
Yeah, and there's no other cars in the shot. There's Russell.
I'm in total control until I hit the ramp. And once I hit the ramp, I become a passenger.
Yeah, that's the vehicle we used. I did this so they give me the footage so I could use that in my Forced to Kill movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember you
So
saying
this is
that.
what played in theaters.
This played in 2,000 movie theaters for 6 weeks. No matter what movie you went to go see, it started with that.
Right.
And every stunt guy in Hollywood hated me. Well, how come Corey? How come they used Corey? I'm like,
Not when you're this cool, man. I don't know.
Do you know, you ever heard the name Hal Needham?
I've heard you mention him on the podcast.
Yeah, he directed Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, Hooper. He used to be roommates with Burt Reynolds.
Oh.
He started a group called Stunts Unlimited. He and Ronnie Rondell and Dick Zeiker. Hal Needham was that man that invented so much, like the cannon rolls that we do. The stunts that the man did was, and no CGI at all. Everything was real and just as tough as nails. There was a show years and years and years ago called You Asked to See It. And whatever people would write in, well, I want to see this. And they'd go out and do it or produce it. So he wrote in a thing that says, I want to see a guy jump out of an airplane and tackle a guy off a horse. So they called Hal Needham. He sent in that request.
He did?
He did.
He was like, I gotta get on this show.
Yeah, I want to get on this show. So, long story short, this dude on a little Cessna jumped out of an airplane just above a guy, and I can't remember who was riding the horse. Very brave or very stupid man. I don't know. It had to be one of the two. And Hal dove out of an airplane going like 50 to tackle this, it might have been Jimmy Nickerson, I think, off this horse. First take, he missed and just lawn chaired into the dirt and just folded and just right. And you think, oh, he broke his back. He's dead. Medic. Nope. Got up, dusted himself off, and got back in the plane, did on take two. I'm like, come on, no pads, nothing. Just, he also, what he did when he did Cannonball 2, I think it was, he said to me, I went to his house, his apartment down in Hollywood, because he was an artist too. He did art. And what's that have to do with anything? Well, my mom had an art show and he wanted to get the art into my mom's art show. But anyway, so I went there to look at this art and he shows me this clip. And he says, see that guy right there? That guy, his name's Jackie Chan. He's going to be a big star someday here in the United States. He was the first one to have Jackie Chan on a film.
Oh, wow.
In the U.S. and Cannonball Run, I think, too. But Hal knew. But yeah, that's Hal Needham. Just, and that's who Brad Pitt portrays in the movie that Quentin Tarantino directed with Leonardo DiCaprio. What was that? Where they played the two stuntmen?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So that's
that's
like based off of.
Yeah, Brad Pitt studied Hal Needham, dressed like him, acted like him. He's like, I'll be Hal Needham. Yeah, in your dreams, Brad. What a cool cat, though. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, Hal or Brad? Brad, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people say he's like that. He's real nice, but then some people are like, oh, he's an asshole. And it's like, well, we all can be,
Yeah, I did a film with him, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and he was cool as can be. That's what he and Angelina Jolie had a little thing going.
Yeah, see, like I said, I'm such a nerd for the behind the scenes and how stuff's made. And the part where he tries to jump the fence and it breaks and he shoots, like that was like an accident or whatever. And then he just kind of kept rolling with it. And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You want to watch this video of Hal real quick?
Hell yeah.
But I bet you've seen a lot of my work. For 20 years, I've been a Hollywood stuntman.
Also, he played in a lot of the old westerns. Angel.
Yeah, I think he broke the land speed record at one time.
He was the first, right?
I don't know for sure.
He is zooming.
Ken, it has not opened. He might be in very serious trouble down there. He's missed the red flags and he has crashed at the end of the course.
That's just Hal showing off.
I'll tell you something. The last couple of hundred yards is a summer gun.
Hal said, I'm not going to put my life behind a 700.
He was the first human to test the airbag.
That's right. He did.
You know, when nobody knew anything about the airbag.
Damn.
When I first started to go out to pitch Hal, it was not an easy task.
Jesus, what if it didn't work?
Slow-mo, man. That just makes everything look so good.
I remember it because I broke my back. For the second time.
Oh.
Cat out of the bag.
Hi there, David. How are you?
Hey there, David.
Thank you very much.
On the other hand, I think Bert wanted to be Hal Needham, but knew.
I think it was probably 70, 80 feet across to the barge.
Oh, I remember that one.
What was that on? Do you know?
No, I don't, but I remember him talking about that because I had to do that same stunt, but in a different location and jump onto a barge. He's like, "Yeah, don't come up short." And I remember he's telling me about that.
Oh, okay.
Even though he was banged up pretty good, he got out of the car and continued to play the part.
Spin it sideways, spin it completely around 360 degrees, do all those things with it, and know exactly where
That type of truck right there, when I first learned, I was probably like 6 or 7, and my mom took us out in the pasture. We were like just driving around. She let me drive around, and I'll sit there and I go, and I turned it, and we just like
power sliding.
Yeah, it was getting. My brother was like 3. He was like, bam, slammed into the door. My mom's like trying to reach it. She's like, stop, and I'm just like,
yeah, no, I don't think so. My foot's stuck on the throttle.
I got that lead foot, Mom. You know I do.
Why do you drive like that, Hal?
Why do I drive like that? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one's money, and the second one is we're making a movie.
Yeah.
Fast cars. That was dangerous stuff.
I did a thing where
Here it is.
I'm in an airplane, the guy's right along on
He's gonna dive out of the plane and tackle this dude.
out the airplane and knocked him off the horse, called a bulldog.
But the first one he missed. So that was take 2.
They paid me a lot of money. People said I couldn't do it because I was too small.
Hal said to me, I'm getting too old to bury my head in the dirt anymore.
Man, I would have loved to play in them old Western movies.
Hal Needham had made a living, sort of falling on his head for 20 or 30 years.
The wide shots were for stunt people.
Yeah, everything he did, there was no CGI back then, man. It was just, and a lot of times no rehearsal, just had to go off your gut instinct. Now I look at these stunt guys today and they've got these green screen studios and everyone's on a wire and they're not really falling and it's all, so much of it's all bullshit.
Have you had to do any of that stunts where was that him that like fell off and landed on the bar? Bam. Have you ever had to do anything like that?
Yeah.
I know you were on Revenge of the Nerds. They dropped you.
Yeah, but that was into an airbag. Okay. That wasn't bad. But when you take 24-inch cardboard boxes and you stack them up and you put the mouths up, and then you put the top layer on its side, so the first layer collapses really easily, and you get it. Man, you could fall, 25, 30 feet into those things and go, wow, that wasn't bad at all. It's amazing. And then I dress that around with the balsa wood, and it's really not as painful as it portrays to be.
Would you rather fall in airbag or boxes?
Well, interesting question, because there's been 13 people killed going into airbags. 2 people I knew, and then not one person killed going into cardboard boxes. So I'll take the boxes.
What do y'all put in the boxes, or is it just?
It's just air.
Just air.
Yeah, it's just air. I mean, that air's got to escape, but it takes a certain amount of pressure for it to pop it out. And it's. I remember on Pee Wee's Big Adventure, I had to jump a bicycle over a fence that was like 14 feet high. I went 72 feet, but we built 1,000 cardboard boxes for me to jump and land into. I think I hit 3.
I was about to say, you missed.
I missed them. Yeah, everything was good on the rehearsals, but then when that Paul Baxley went up to the effects guy and said, yeah, send this guy to the moon.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, send me into the boxes.
We've practiced this.
Please, yeah. We rehearsed this all day on Friday. You're going to find that?
I'm going to try to find it.
Yeah, I went to the hospital twice on that movie. Oh, and is this year? Yeah, I ride the motorcycle through the billboard. Did you remember this part?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's me. No helmet, just face. Balsa wood in the face. Oh, God. And that was the only stunt I was there that day to do. And Tim Burton's like, can you ride this motorcycle through the thing? I go, yeah, sure. He goes, can you pretend like you don't know how to ride very well? I said, that's going to come naturally.
You said, yes, sir.
And then he goes, and as soon as you go through it, if you could just crash. I go, I think that's inevitable.
That's probably going to happen.
Yeah. So just.
Yeah, your legs, dude. You're just like.
I know. Bam. It felt like a tennis racket hit me in the face. It was the balsa wood. Oh, it's balsa wood. Yeah, let me take a piece of balsa wood and smack you in the face with it. Yeah. And you tell me, oh, it's no big deal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you didn't know how to ride a bike?
Oh, no. I used to race motocross. Okay. But I wasn't on a street bike on the dirt. I knew it's not really the perfect combination.
You were like, we can figure this
out. Yeah. And I'd never ridden the bike.
I mean, you all had to stay in one gear and just.
Yeah. I think I may have shifted up. I think I started in second.
Okay.
When I took off, so it wouldn't be so torquey.
Right. So you take off. I was going to ask you the other day too, like, do you ride motorcycles?
Oh yeah, I've since I was a little kid, started on Honda 50s, got an XR 75, had a Elsinore 125, and raced 250s, and broke my collarbone. One of the worst wrecks I ever had was on a motorcycle, blood ties, I think it was called, and I had to jump a motorcycle with no helmet because the kid I was doubling had no helmet, head on. I had to go head on into a van, like we're playing chicken. It was a pilot, yeah, blood ties. And at the last second, I had to swerve over, and we built this banana ramp so that the bike would go into the windshield of the van. My character's trying to kill this guy.
Right.
But what I do is I just buck off the other side. I just step off into the field that we took rototills and plowed it up. It was like that deep. I did a couple test jumps going off this thing, and I'd go off backwards and hit on my heels and just kind of flop into the powdered dirt and flop over backwards. It wasn't bad at all. The guy who was driving the van, Ed Ulrich, was the stunt coordinator. He was my boss. But every time he was coming at me and we're playing chicken, and I would then move over to my left to line up on my ramp, he would move over. And I'm like, no, Ed, I won't do that on the day. I go, it is the day.
Can we just not do it?
Yeah, and every stunt guy standing behind me is saying, hey, Corey, he keeps moving over when you're moving over. And Ed's like, yeah, well, but we're just trying to play for stacking it up for the lens so it looks like we're going to hit each other. And I'm like, Yeah, but at some point, I need to move over and hit that ramp and you need to keep going straight. Now, it's a night shot. We're starting to lose our night. It's starting to turn blue. We were going to do it in pieces and have them edit it together. And they were like, hey, guys, we're losing our night. Can we do this all in one? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And so I come in there and I'm going like maybe, I don't know, 25. He's doing about 30. If you do the math, that's like a 55 mile an hour hit on. And I went over to hit the ramp and sure enough, he moved over and I went up and hit, bam. You were driving down the highway and you hit a quail or something and you look in your rearview mirror and you see that bird just tumbling through the feathers going everywhere. That was me, just flying through the air. But the weirdest thing was that happened. It separated my shoulder, dislocated my shoulder, tore my rotary cuff out, broke my collarbone, and it's just like 3 or 4 o'clock a.m. I'm 120 miles or further from home, and went to the hospital and everything. And what had happened that night was my firstborn daughter, Tyler, got up in the middle of the night when this happened and went in and woke up her mother, Tammy, and said, Daddy's been hurt. How did she freaking know?
That's wild.
So when I called my wife after I got out of the hospital, and because we had car phones back then, you had to be in your car to use your phone. And she's like, how badly?
Original text and driving.
Yeah, she goes, how badly are you hurt? And I'm thinking production must have called. I'm like, did the show, what the producer call you? Or she goes, no, Tyler told me. I'm like, she's 6. I'm like, so the producer called Tyler.
Are you drinking?
She's all like, yeah. I think you may have hit your head.
Yeah.
She's like,
it's like, no, Corey. Yeah, that was a location that they later on turned into what they call California Speedway, ended up becoming a NASCAR track.
Okay.
Oh.
Also, the same location I went, did a film with Pam Anderson, and I pipe ramped a vehicle and burnt my finger, and that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I don't like that location.
You don't like stunts with fire, right?
No.
Saying something like that.
No, I did the movie Backdraft. I was surrounded by it for 12 weeks, and I was doubling Robert De Niro and played myself. Got to do a fight with Kurt Russell and Billy Baldwin, and Billy accidentally punched me in the face. It's so classic. I'm working with him. I'm like, look, I'm gonna go and I'm tackling Kurt off him, and then you're gonna come in and tackle me off Kurt, and you're gonna punch me, but I got to get my head off the floor before you throw the punch, so I could snap my head. I can't snap my head if the back of my head's against the floor, so I got to lift my head up. Yeah. So I go, let me lift my head up a little bit, and then you throw your punch, and I got some basement. I got some room to snap my head. That all went in one ear, not the other. So I tackled Kurt Russell, and we're wrestling. Here comes Billy. Boom, he knocks me over, and he takes me by the neck and just pins me down to the floor like Velcro, and then just goes pap right in my face. Oh. And Ron Howard said, oh, what? Because he was directing. And so then Billy was like, he realized he hit me, but we went on with it and after he's like, oh, Corey, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I go, it's okay. It's all right, Billy. And Ron's like, Corey, can we do this again? I'm like, yeah, we could go again. And I look at Billy and I go, I'm sorry, buddy. He goes, what? I go, you hit me in front of all the stunt guys. You know, I have to hit you back. And
whoa. He's like, shit.
Yeah, so I had him thinking that for a little while until we finally, the whole time we're doing the scene, he's like, don't hit me.
Yeah, he's all freaking out. He's like, I just pulled this video up. It says, Corey Eubanks helicopter stunt rage, 1995.
No, that's not me.
It's not you?
No.
You don't want to jump out of a helicopter?
That's not me. That is Bob Brown doing that high fall. One of the greatest high fall guys in our industry ever. Dar Robinson, of course. Dar Robinson was unbelievable. I think this is Bob Brown doing that fall. Now that's got to be double scary. It's like, okay, if you fall 110 feet, you're going to die anyway, but let's put the airbag on top of a building.
Yeah.
So you have another couple seconds to think about your death before you splatter on the sidewalk.
You can just watch it go by.
Yeah, you're like, oh gosh.
I was supposed to hit that.
Yeah, that's the airbag up there. I'm down here. This is not good. This is fun, you guys. I appreciate this.
Of course.
It's fun not to know what's coming up because you're like, wait a minute, what's this? Oh, this is the very last time I ever jumped the General Lee. Nashville Motor Music Speedway. I think they're calling it something else now. That's Henry Kinsey on the left with the ponytail. He also worked on Dukes of Hazzard and was Mr. T's stunt double on all of the A-Team episodes. You wouldn't know it with that long hair.
No.
That's 202 feet.
That's the longest, huh?
For me.
Yeah.
Now, there's a dude up in the crow's nest named Al Wyatt Jr. And you can hear the tires pop.
Yeah.
Al Wyatt Jr. Jumped the General Lee further than anybody.
Yeah.
When he jumped over the train in Oxnard, California. Went 232 feet. Wearing flip-flops and shorts. He lived in Malibu. He was a surfer. He was a surfer guy, right? Just Big Alan. Al Wyatt Jr., he's passed away. Al Wyatt Jr. had more to do with influencing the drifters of this generation. The Reese Millans, the Samuel Hubinetts, the Rich Rutherfords, all these guys that are phenomenal. They're, world champion drifters. And he was John Schneider's stunt double. A great sense of humor. He and I, that's working on Hunter. We were working on a Hunter episode. But he was, and so I was so blessed to be his passenger on Dukes of Hazzard because it taught me the feel that he had when he would pitch the vehicle around. It was a feel.
Yeah.
You know, because you've driven on dirt and you power slide, and there's a feel you get.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just watch him, and when he'd engage on the emergency brake, and when he'd transfer to the accelerator and back and forth, and how he'd pitch the wheel, and learned so much from that guy. But his outlook on life was just, it's all fun. This is a TV show. It's a stupid TV show. People would get so stressed on a set. Everyone's so serious about it. And you're like, wait a minute, you're sucking all the fun right out of this occupation. And some of the stuff we're doing is stressful. And so when you're stressed and you tense up, I think your chances of being successful are reduced because you're so tense. You gotta relax. And that's what Alan did. He was a practical joker, man. When we've got like 2 hours to sit down and tell Al Wyatt Jr. stories.
Well, we'll dedicate an episode just for him.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be cool. Because like when you go to work and stuff, it's always nice to have that one friend who's like energetic, like, hey man, like I know we're at work, but let's have a little fun kind of thing,
Yeah.
Like, that's really amazing. And it's hard to find nowadays with people and stuff because everybody's so on like the defense mode, or they're like, you're like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, what's up? And it's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, it's just a bad energy.
Yeah.
Alan just had that so laxed. Everything's going to be fine. If we don't get it the first time, we'll just do it again.
When he pulled the keys out of the
that wasn't funny. Yeah, that was Alan.
Because that's just like the new guy coming to work, and it's like, yo, we have to mess with him. And then he goes and does that.
Oh my God. He for those who don't know that story, we were working on Dukes, and I was driving the General Lee. I think at that point I was just really kind of getting into driving the General Lee, doubling Tom Wopat, and what we call the upper road and the lower road. Well, and the lower road is also known as Radiator Road because it had all these dips, and when you go through there at speed, it would take out the front radiator on the General Lee. And so there was a timing thing where they had to have like a truck and a trailer take off, and then a Roscoe car and an Enos car, then a Boss Hog Cadillac, and then I had to come in behind the Cadillac, and then there was another car behind that. So it was a whole timing thing. So Paul Baxley, the second unit director, stunt coordinator, very intimidating man, is like, all right, called everybody Babe. So, all right, Babe, I'm going to tell you, I'll give you a separate action cue. You'll go when I say Corey. I'm like, take the walkie-talkie. I'm like, yes, sir, copy that. You don't have to respond on the walkie, just listen. I'm like, yes, sir. You just did it again. So I'm sitting there and I'm and they're rolling, and Alan's talking to me, and I'm like trying to listen to the walkie-talkie for my cue, and like, okay, we're rolling cameras, we're rolling, okay, in action. Paul's like, not you, babe. I'm sitting there waiting. I was so nervous. I remember looking at putting the car in drive, and D's for drive. Yes, making sure it's in the. I was nervous.
Where's the F? I gotta go forward.
Yeah, where's forward? D for dad away. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I hear him go, okay, ready. And he was giving me a little lead in, and Alan Wyatt reaches over and turns off the General Lee, pulls out the key, and flicks it out the window into a dried creek bed. I could, to this day, still hear that key hitting the rocks, going ting, 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 ting.
Bye, Corey.
And action, Corey, action, Corey. And I'm like, he's like, action, Corey. Oh, cut the goddamn cameras. I'm like, oh my. And Alan's cracking up, and he goes, is your walkie-talkie work? I'm like, yes, sir, I heard you. What didn't you? I go, the car's not running, sir. Well, it wasn't. That's not a lie.
Not a lie.
I didn't say Alan turned it off. I didn't say the car is a shitty motor because we have a shitty mechanic. I just said the car's not running. So he gets on the walkie. Tommy Sermento, get up here right now. So they call Tommy Sermento up, the head mechanic, and Tommy comes running over, and Alan's still cracking up. He's like, what's wrong, Corey? What's wrong? It's stall. I go, well, technically, no, it didn't stall. Alan turned it off. And he goes, where's the key? I go, he threw it in the creek bed. So, but it was fun. It's funny now. Then it was, I had my first ulcer.
At the time, you're like, I just lost my job.
Yeah. Is this him jump? Is this
it said Al Wyatt Jr. jumping General Lee on the moving train for season 2.
This is it. That was in Oxnard, California. That was for Dukes. And then that's really crappy footage, huh?
I do remember that, Joe.
And then John Cade, excuse me, John Cade came back years later to duplicate that, to try to do it, and didn't. Look at that thing got just totaled that front end of that thing. And so John Cade came back to do the jump, but didn't go nearly as far.
Flip flops the whole time. Or was this? Is that you?
No, no, that was I was still in high school.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, you last time you were talking about you were going to tell everybody how you figured out the General Lee opens.
Oh, the doors weren't welded shut.
What got you and your friend there?
You want me to tell that story? You want me to tell about the story when we stole the General Lee, is what you're saying?
Allegedly.
What was so classic about this, though, the segue into it, was I was at the Dukes convention, and all the guys were there that worked on the show. We're at a table, and there was like maybe 750 people that came. They're good. After the thing today, the stunt guys are going to tell some stories about working on the show, and I didn't know that anybody was going to show up, and I just went there, and we walk into this big, huge auditorium thing, and there's like 750 people. Like, wow. Had a big long table with microphones, and I'm at the very end of it. And so they started at that end, and they're asking Jack Gill and Henry Kinsey and Russell Solberg and Al Wyatt Jr. and on Gary Baxley on down the line. And finally they get to me, and they're like, okay, does anybody have any questions for Corey? And some kid stands up, goes, yeah, I'd like to know, Corey, what was it like the first time you drove the General Lee? I looked, it was dark. And I could just see everyone like, what? Dark. There's not an episode that they shot at night. And they're talking internally amongst themselves. And all of a sudden, someone goes, what episode was that? I don't remember there being. I go, I didn't say it was on the show. And now I've got everyone's hooked, right?
Yeah, they're hooked now.
And like, what do you mean? I said, well, there's this friend of mine, Willie Donahue, I went to high school with. And crazy guy. Everybody had that crazy friend in high school. Mine was named Willie Donahue. And he'd call me at 1 o'clock in the morning and said, hey, I think I know where they shoot the Dukes of Hazzard TV show. I'm in high school. It's summertime, but full moon is one of those nights you could just walk outside and freaking read a newspaper if you wanted to. It's so bright. And I'm like, okay, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You tell me you know where they shoot Dukes? What the hell? What? He goes, let's go out there. I go, when? He goes, right now. Look, it's a full moon. We could see. Let's go out and see if we could find the General Lee, and we could just like sit in it. We could tell everybody we sat in the General Lee. And I don't know why that just clicked. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of bragging rights right there. I said, yeah, okay. come on, I'll come get you. So back then I had a Toyota Land Cruiser, one of those four-wheel drive things. And I drive to his house, pick him up, and we're driving. I'm like, how do you know where they shoot the Dukes of Hazzard? He goes, well, my brother said he was going up the 101 freeway, going north, and at Westlake Boulevard, he saw a car carrier get off and make a left over the freeway, and it was carrying a General Lee. So it's got to be that way. I'm like,
okay.
Yeah, that narrows it down.
Could be half a mile, could be 100 miles.
The guy could have been lost. He's just getting back on the freeway. So we drive and we get off at Westlake Boulevard. We go driving up, and by the time you're up this windy road, I'm just thinking, no, this and it's okay. Let's just find a place to turn around. And Willie goes, yeah. He said there was because his brother followed him. He said there was a couple of big gates with no trespassing signs, and I'm like, oh, so let's just go a little bit further. Maybe we could find. There they are. Those are the gates. We see them. No trespassing. I'm like, that's come on in. Welcome home. I mean, so we, of course, they're locked. So we pull the Land Cruiser up alongside the fence, and we climb up over the top, and like you're sneaking out of prison, and down the other side, and we start walking. And we don't even know we're going the right direction, but we're following this dirt road and walk a long ways, and we could see down, and let's go up on the hill. So we go up on the hill through the sagebrush, and about 20 minutes into it, you're starting to sweat and thinking, if every step we go that way, we got to make it up on the way back. It's going to take forever. And so we're like, let's just call it a night. This is, maybe Steve, that's his brother's name, Steve. I go, maybe Steve is full of shit. And so we just go another 10 yards, and we come through these bushes, and we pull them apart, and down in the canyon below, it was like a sea of orange. There was like easily 30 General Lees. And I'm like, that's what it was like, the aha moment. Oh, there's more than one. We thought there was one General Lee because Steve said there was one on the car carrier. And we didn't know much about television at the time and how TV production works, and that they're going to have a whole bunch of them because the General Lee breaks because it's a 40-year-old car. So we're like, oh my God. And we're just staring in awe. And like I said, a full moon. And we look over, you could see a couple Uncle Jesse pickup trucks and a couple Boss Hog Cadillacs and a Daisy Dukes Jeep and a bunch of Roscoe Enos cars. And then I remember looking over further up by the ranch house, and there was a motorhome underneath the oak trees with a Jeep parked in front of it, not a Daisy Jeep, but a different Jeep. And the porch light was on it, or what do you call it, in the front of a motorhome? Is that a porch light? Porch light. And I'm like, oh my God, that must be the security guard guy. Let's just go down and just get in it. Let's just climb in, because we said we were going to do that, Willie. Yeah, so we hiked down. And on the way down the hill, somehow Willie's like, yeah, and something about the car. And, that generally used to be a race car, and so that's why they welded the doors shut. And I go, no, I think I call bullshit. I don't think those doors are welded shut. Why would they do I'm not buying that. So we get down there, and of all the General Lees, they all look the same. I don't know what, we just picked one and just walked up to it. And sure enough, I went and I pushed my thumb and I opened up the door. I'm like, see, bullshit. All that time sliding across the hood, climbing in the window, they could have opened the frickin' door and got in. So I'm like, okay. So we get in and we're inside the General Lee. I'm like, this is cool. And we were really disappointed in the quality of the interior. Just everything was like, it was tan, but it was like spray painted, and not everything was broken and dusty and dirty and just crap. It was just like, my God, I thought it'd be like a movie car, and it's cool. We're in it, and I'm sitting there looking in the wheel, and I don't know what made me do it to this day. I have no idea. We were just at that age, you just touch, feel everything, right? And I reached up and I pulled the visor, and this key fell out and landed right in my lap, right on my leg. And I remember when it hit, the moon, I kid you not, was like a Steven Spielberg shot, was just glowing off the key, was just like illuminating this key. And like we heard music and stuff. And I remember looking at the key, and I looked over at Willie, and he looked at me, and he looked at the key, and I'm like, okay, he knows the key's there too, so I can't not pick it up. I have to pick up the freaking key. So I pick up the key, and I'm like, wow, this is the key to the General Lee. I don't know about you guys, but if you have the key to the General Lee in your hand,
take it.
Yeah, you're gonna put it in, and he's like, let's start it. I'm like, I'm thinking the security guy, but okay, let's just start this thing. And half of me It's like having that little angel on your shoulder and like, Corey, you're doing the wrong thing. And you got the devil over here. Start the freaking car. You know,
that angel was saying, start the car, because it was like, it's the General Lee.
Yeah, just start it. Just don't put it in drive. So, so I put this, but half of me was like, maybe the battery's dead. Maybe it's the wrong key. All these hopeful wishing things, you know, like, but I put that key in that 440, clicked right, started right up. I mean, I don't even think I turned the key all the way. It just started right up. And while I'm revving it, I'm like, yeah. And Willie's like, well, let's go. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just letting it warm up. You know, I'm like, oh, shit. So we put it in gear, and I go to take off, and we're doing little burnouts and donuts. I remember I almost hit the Cooter's pickup truck, all the dirt, and got real. And I don't have a seatbelt on. And I'm like falling into Willie, and he's pushing me back over, and I'm doing these donuts and just, you know, kicking up dust and shit. And I'm thinking, well, we're really building a good story to take back that no one's going to believe. And just then through the dust, headlights. And I didn't even know what direction was what because we were doing donuts. And all of a sudden, just headlights. I'm like, oh, shit, go the other direction. And we knew that's the security guy. I'm like, oh, shit. So we start going, and I see, and as the dust kind of cleared a little bit, I started going down this dirt road, which goes up this hill. And we're going up the hill, and I'm just flooring it. I'm trying to turn on the headlights, pulling the headlights. And I told this at the story when I was at that Dukes Fest. I said, if anyone here in the room ever decides you're going to go steal a General Lee, just got to know, you got to know one thing. The headlights don't work. There was no need on the show. They didn't drive the General Lee at night. It was always sleeping outside. And I'm going up this hill with no headlights, going up, and at the top of the hill, you can't see what's on the other side. And I remember that because it forked off, and I could have gone to the right, but I don't know what made me go straight. I just did. And we're bouncing. And we got up to the top of the hill, and I'm thinking, I don't know what's on the other side. Could be a cliff. You know, I don't know. So I said, Willie, jump out. He goes, what? I go, jump. And I just opened the door that wasn't welded shut and bailed out, and he bailed out. And when we hit the ground and tumbled a little bit, when you jump out of a car, we're maybe going 20, but when you're going uphill, you come to a stop pretty quick because of gravity. And we heard it go over through the brush into a tree. I'm like, oh shit, run. And so we took off running and all the way through the sagebrush and back up over the fence onto my Land Cruiser, and we shot out of there. And it was, I don't know, maybe a year and a half later, I was employed by Warner Brothers to work on the Dukes of Hazzard at that same location. And every day coming in through those same gates that I didn't have to climb over, and seeing that road off to the side and wondering, did they ever find that General Lee? So now when I'm at this Dukes convention telling this story to those 750 people, I could feel Tom Schmenno's eyes poking me in the head from the end of the table. Yeah. Just looking at me. And he finally goes, that was you? You stole the General Lee? I'm like, well, now, Tom, technically.
Allegedly.
Yeah. If it didn't leave the 1,500-acre property that we were on, I don't know if that's technically stealing. Did I test drive it? Yes. Did we park it in a bad spot? Perhaps, but I didn't really steal the frickin' General Lee. He said after that, every night when we would wrap, I'd have to go collect all of the keys out of every picture vehicle. There's 30 General Lees, Corey, and 20 Roscoe Enos cars, and put all of those keys into a lockbox. So the next morning at 4:30 a.m., I'd show up and have to take all the keys out and go and put them back all in the cars. I'm like, I'm feeling some hostility here, Tommy, between you and I right now. So yeah, that was. It was
kind of a good thing those doors opened, because if not, y'all would have kind of been screwed.
Oh yeah, going over the cliff. We thought it was a cliff. Yeah. So how did they find the General Lee? There was an episode that Chuck Tamburo, who's the helicopter pilot, my first time I ever rode in a helicopter was on Dukes of Hazzard. He was the pilot, and he was flying from Van Nuys coming out to Westlake and flew over the canyon and looked down and saw it. Because I remember asking Tommy, I go, did you guys ever find the General Lee? He goes, yeah, Chuck Tamburo was flying in from Van Nuys, and he asked me when we were having breakfast that morning, he says, hey, what's with the General Lee and the stuck in the tree over there? And Tommy's like, what are you talking about? And that's when they went and they found it. But they never knew for 25 years.
So
They didn't know that's what happened that generally.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I was about to say,
man.
the security guard just didn't say anything. He's like, nah, we didn't get robbed.
He's like,
Yeah, I know.
They're like, we only have 29. He's like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Nah, you guys counted. Go count again.
Count again.
yeah.
You guys are
Yeah.
losing it.
Because if your only job is to protect the picture vehicles of the show and someone comes and steals one right out from under your nose, probably getting fired.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like, they don't count very well. There's another story I'll tell you. I won't drop any names, but just a lot of people don't know this, is where they were filming there behind Lake Sherwood. This is now 1985. I was working on a film called Cobra. I got a phone call from my kid I grew up with, Denny McCoy. And their company had a heavy equipment company, bulldozers and earth movers and all that stuff. And they got contracted to build some housing pads where we filmed Dukes of Hazzard in Westlake in Lake Sherwood. And he calls me. And I remember I was down in Long Beach on the set of Cobra, and Denny McCoy. But we had those big brick phones. They were gray with a big long antenna.
Yeah.
Get all hot against your head. And he calls me and he says, "Hey, Corey, hey, Denny, what's going on?" He goes, "Hey, I got a quick question for you. What did you guys do with those Generalese when you on Dukes of Hazzard?" I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "The ones after you guys would jump them. What would you guys do with those?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, there was an insurance thing. They had to go straight to the crushers. They could not resell them because they were, He goes, "Oh." I go, "Why are you asking me?" "Well, we just dug up 12 of them in a canyon that they were buried. Someone crushed them with a bulldozer, and they all have roll cages in them, we could tell. And the sheriff here, he ran the VID numbers, and they're all stolen." I'm like, "Oh, so you thought, let's call Corey and find out?"
Well,
yeah, you're calling me. I'm like, so that they were apparently. I knew back in the day, I think Warner Brothers had like $7,500 to get buy a 68 or 69 Dodge Charger, and they just switch out, I think it was the backlights.
Yeah, the backlights.
Make them look like a 69. So they had guys on the East Coast stealing Generalese or Dodge Chargers and selling them to the guys who were buying the picture vehicles at Warner Brothers. They'd put a roll cage in them, we'd jump them. But before, they'd take the wheels off, engine if it was still good, and transmission, drag that sucker up the canyon and smash it with a bulldozer and bury it. That was going on, and no one knew it.
So they knew, but they knew.
Who knew?
Whoever was burying them. Somebody at Warner Brothers knew
what was
going on.
The guys who were getting paid the money,
the
$1,500 for the stolen Generalese, and collecting $7,500 from Warner Brothers to say, yeah, we just bought another one. There's a whole shady business going on.
Wow. That's crazy.
Good times.
Anything to make a buck.
Yeah.
Well, Corey, you want to wrap it up? We're going for about an hour.
Yeah, brother. Thank you so much. This was so much fun. I don't know if you know how much I appreciate this, because it's great. We live our lives to acquire, friends and memories, and
those are really hard to come by.
Yeah, and this is good because I get to reminisce and on it, and I appreciate it much.
Yeah, like I said, I've literally listened to season 1 and season 2, every episode except for the last 3, and it's just really cool hearing you talk, and it's like you're right here, and it's just like this is cool because I'm living a dream right here, but I'm also living a dream that I'm talking to a stunt man, and it's just like I made it, Mom. I did it. I did it.
Yeah. Well, I'm flattered that you're impressed. So there's so few who are, and yeah, there's so many of us have so many great stories. And as we continue to do this, I'll be bringing on some of my friends, and you'll hear the stories that they have to tell.
It'll be cool too, because I'll have it to where that you can see them right here.
Oh yeah.
I have a webcam. They can see you. They'll see, everything.
That'll be fantastic. So thanks again.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share, people.